I cannot believe it is the last quarter of the year, but I'll tell you what, you guys, I am fired up. I'm full of gratitude. And so before we get this train moving down the tracks, I'm going to turn it over to somebody to bring us out on the field. If you have never done this, if you have never been here, welcome to all of our guests. We always have somebody bring us out on the field. It's like bringing the troops into battle, bringing the team out on the field. So I'm actually going to go over to Delaney. Delaney, I'm going to go to you. And you know what? I just saw your invite for your buyers workshop that you're hosting with Patty. Love the action. So Delaney, I'm going to actually turn it over to you. Fill us up, have you take us out on the field on this beautiful, beautiful Monday morning. So without further ado, Delaney, go ahead and bring the team out.
Oh gosh, well, it is Monday and it was a great weekend. It's a beautiful day. I know that we are all going to kill it because I see us show up every single time for these meetings, for each other on Slack. And I know with that kind of power behind our team, that there's nothing that we can't do. So let's finish this year off strong.
I love it. I love it. And Delaney, you said it was a great weekend. What made it great for you? Because you've made some huge milestones in the last couple of weeks and you've taken some massive action. So do you want to share?
I got to hang out with my mom. I had a date night with my mom. So that was awesome. I took my dog.
Can we stay there for a quick second? Because when I saw your post, you said, you just said my why, right? Like tell us a little bit about that for the people that don't know or your relationship with your mom or what that means to you. Elaborate on that.
So my mom is like my one, you know, she's my hero. We pretty much it was just the two of us against the world my whole life. And so now she has an amazing husband that treats her like Cinderella, which is awesome. But yeah, we always used to do date nights, especially for like birthdays and stuff like that. We'd go away and for vacation. So it's fun hanging out with her and yeah, getting to be with each other, I guess. But yeah, she's the reason that I do this. The whole reason I need to is to retire her so she can relax and have fun.
Ooh, I love that. I love that. What else, Delaney? What else made it a great weekend?
Took my dog paddle boarding, and obviously, you know, digging in for clients. I was able to get a couple off market, just by kind of searching around for certain clients. I was able to get a couple off market opportunities that actually matched a couple different people that have been searching. So I sent those out to them. I'm also going to try to focus my open house in that area so that way, because they're kind of in the same area, that way I have a couple talking points to people when I'm at the open house.
Love it. Absolutely love it. And I love, you know, the mom component. We all have that person in our life. Like for me to be able to share something with my mom or do something nice for her, it means the absolute world to me. But I think it means more to her. I don't know. It means a lot to me, but like then to see her and then she'll call us and then she'll send us the videos and send us the pictures. And oh my God, I had the best time. Like it means so much to her. And so really glad that you guys have that relationship. And think about that too. Like who do you need to show up for in your life right now? We talk about this all the time. So Delaney, I appreciate you sharing. I appreciate you taking the action that you've taken in your business. Looking forward to seeing you in the office today. So let's go right in today, you guys. So I had some thoughts I wanted to share with you guys, and I'm going to always try to make this introspective, especially on a Monday, right? Monday should kick our week off on the right direction. So I want to share this with you. Today, each of us receives our own call to service, our own call to take a risk, to challenge the status quo, to run toward while others run away, to rise above our situation and do what people say is impossible. We always say this, and I believe that this rings true in everything that we're doing. And this is one of the biggest lessons that I've learned from John Cheplack this year, is that champions run towards accountability and average people run from it, right? So you guys are here because you guys showed up and you guys are champions and you chose to take this step. What I want to do is I want to thank everybody, and I want to thank everybody for their time. Their time is the most precious thing and the precious gift, and you guys choose to spend that with me and your brothers and sisters on this call. So before we go any further, I want you guys just to say thank you to your brothers and sisters, give them a shout out, wave at them, do whatever, but know that we're all here sharing this time that we'll never get back. And so I appreciate you guys more than anything. Now, in this last couple of years that we've been coaching together and we've been doing these sessions, I believe that we have all been pushed. By a show of hands, how many people in some form or another, whether it's for me, whether it's from an accountability person on the screen, how many of you have truly been pushed in your real estate career? Please raise your hand if you've just been pushed. All right, Darius, Cynthia, I saw Will's hand up. I saw Sakia, I saw Mashan, I saw Vanessa, Sylvia, Darius. All right, Delaney. I love Jewel, Gurpreet. I love this. All right, keep it going, you guys. Chris, thank you. We've pushed each other mentally. I think we've pushed each other emotionally, right? I think that we've showed up in ways that were really powerful on these calls. I want to take it a step further with you guys. I want to push you guys physically. And this is something that we haven't done. We've talked about wellness, we've talked about health, but I've never been out there with you guys and pushing you physically. I'm personally, right now, I'm on a journey. I'm going to be 43 years old on November 30th. And I promise you this, I'm going to look and feel the best I've ever felt in years. And I'm committed to this. Nobody's watching. If I fall face first, then it's my fault. If I choose not to commit, it's my fault. But me and Donald Moore on this call right now are doing the 75-day hard. My last day is December 8th. And I promise you guys, I am not going to stop this. I am going to work my ass off. And like I said, if I fail, I fail. But that's on me. But I'm not going to. I'm not going to. See, guys, I want to push everybody and I want to share with you guys on Wednesday. It is going to be Wednesday. Let me look at my date really quick. Let me let a few people in. Wednesday, 10/26 at this month. Wednesday, 10/26 at 7 a.m. If you guys are able to join us, join me. I don't care. I'll go there by myself. I've never done Mission Peak. And so what I want to do is I want to get us all up early. I want us to get in the parking lot at 7 o'clock and I want us to start our hike at 7:30 a.m. We're going to do Mission Peak.
Hey, Elias, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I've done that and I recommend, if you can, to be there no fucking later than 6, because it gets so packed, you're not going to find parking. You got to get there earlier than that. I've gotten there at 5 o'clock and there's already cars there, and I get good parking 6. You have better chance of 7. Good luck.
Okay, all right. So then we should do it at 6 and then like meet there at 6 and then actually start at 6:30, but like get everybody there. Okay, cool. So you guys, this is what I want to do. I'll put more information out to the team, but I want us all to be there, to imagine the pictures, the feeling, the spirit of us all doing that together and like climbing that mountain together. Since we've climbed so many other mountains, I want to climb a physical mountain with you guys. So by a show of hands or reaction, how many people would be down to do this hike with me and anybody else? Please raise your hand if you would definitely do that with me. Cool. I would love it, you guys. I would love it. And here's the thing. I want you to run your own race. I'm going to run my frantic pace that I do. I'm going to run this crazy pace that I always go, but that's my pace. I don't care what your pace is. Let's just go up there and do it. It's in Hayward, and let's go and have some fun, you guys. So more information on this. Now, I want to dive in, you guys. And I'm really glad to see all the hands, and I will not be running that. No, I'm not going to run. I mean, like going. I'm not going to run that. So anyways, let's dive in right now. So by now, and I want us to really start to unpack, because this is the time where we're planning and really looking at what's going to come in the coming months. All of our actions today are going to show up in the coming months. So by now, and I wrote some notes here, by now, since our time together, there's a few things that you should have taken away from this. And if you haven't, then it's my fault. And then we need to go back and we need to go back to basics on some of these things. By now, each of you should understand how to schedule your time. If you don't understand the highest and best use of your time, if you are not time blocking, if you do not know how to go about your day and give yourself structure, let's just go back to that. You need to have some type of structure in your business. All of us come from an environment that was structured for us. Our schooling, our continued education, college, our first career, second career, third career, all that shit was created for us. Well, if you don't have a structure, what are you actually doing with your morning? When do you prospect? When do you go to the office? When do you script role play? When do you knock on doors? When do you have admin time? When do you have time to be with yourself and with your mind and with your thoughts and write down ideas? If you don't have that in your calendar, then what are you actually doing? You're running a business that is ran by chance, and this is not a chance business. So by now, you should have a schedule. By now, you should have a certain level of skills, scripts, dialogue, message to market. Those are things that over time you probably should have already had and you have already worked on. Right now, if you can't explain what's going on with the market, then you need to go back to basics. If you can't explain to a seller why it's still a great time for them to sell their home, you need to stop the car and turn around. If you can't flow through a buyer's consultation from start to finish with your eyes closed and know exactly what page you're on, you need to stop the car and turn around and go back, right? This is your skill set is something we have worked on over and over and over again. But there's still people that fail to realize how important that is, how important that is. So skill set. By now, most of you should have a CRM that is working for you, meaning that you should have all of your clients in there. They should be categorized. You should know where they're at in the sales sequence, and you should be able to forecast right now. Chris B, and I'm not calling on you, bro, I'm just using your name for example. Chris B should be able to pull up his CRM right now and be like, okay, what do you have in the pipeline for the next 3 months? What are you forecasting? Well, I'm forecasting X amount of volume based on who I have writing offers, and this is what I have in each of my buckets. It should be very simple for you to be able to forecast your business, right? If you were to launch your IPO tomorrow, are you able to answer investor questions? If an investor said, Mauricio Villaseñor, tell me what your financials are for the next 3 months and why should we invest in you and your company? You know what? I'm really, really glad that you asked. Let's go through the financials. That's how you have to think about your business. What are my financials right now? By now, you guys should have known about the 5 pillars of production. Where does my business come from? My sphere, my community involvement, my social media, my farm, my company generated leads. You guys should already have those things in sequence. If you don't have that and don't have a plan how to go after those 5 pillars, you need to stop, you need to turn the car back around, and you need to go handle those things. By now, you should have the discipline and the mindset that's going to carry you through, right? You should know exactly how I am going to show up every single day. I have discipline. I know what I'm working for. And I have the mindset that's going to pull me through any of the hardships. Because I promise you, this shit's hard. This shit is hard. And if you're fucked up here, this is not going to work. You have to make sure that you're doing everything that you possibly can to keep your mind right. You got to keep your skills high. That's why when we come to these rooms, I want to encourage everyone, I want to push you. Don't just sit here for an hour and have it on in the background. Like, come here, learn something, go and apply it, and get better every single time that we do this. So I wanted to open up the conversation towards everybody. And I wanted to ask you guys in a sense of urgency. We've talked about this word over and over again. I love urgency versus panic. If you had 2 weeks to find an opportunity, if you had 2 weeks to find somebody to get in contract with you, if you had 2 weeks to go out there and truly, truly change your life, like, what would you do? What would you do? And I want somebody to answer this question. What would you do? There's a second question. What are the things that you need to do right now, skill set wise, what skills you need to improve upon right now that are going to help you get where you need to go? So let's go with that first question. I think this is a powerful question, and I'm going to share my thoughts and my energy and my insight on this, but we already have 3 people lined up. So Leah, first off, welcome to the team. She just officially got her license last week, but she's no slouch to business. Her and her family own a thriving restaurant in the Bay Area, but she's doing this because she wants to create a different line of income for her and her family. So Leah, I'm going to turn it over to you and see what's up. So Leah, let's hear from you.
Hi, nice to meet everyone. I'm new here, and I have been trying to learn the whole I've been planning my whole schedule around this whole training and getting used to learning everything about EXP right now, because I have gotten like 20 emails, I think, and I'm just going through every single email every single day and just jotting down exactly what I need to do every single day. But I do have a whole schedule, and I I've had it for a while, and now I'm just trying to do that right now. Understand your EXP, how they do business, understanding the software, the EXP world, I guess, the fundamentals. I need to go through the mentor program, and yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. So, but I'm excited for this. You know, I've been in insurance for the last 15 years, off and on. I'm a stay-at-home mom too. So now that my kids are bigger, they're in middle school, it's a little bit easier now. I could start getting out in the field. I could start, and my husband can help when he doesn't work lunches, or at the business. So, you know, I now can go out in the field and meet with people and meet with my friends, start going out there, helping, teaching people about the business. I have to learn myself this business. Real estate is new to me. Not I am used to sales because I've been in sales with insurance for a long time. But real estate is new. And we flipped homes before. This is our second home. We live in Orinda. We're truly blessed where we live. But owning our own businesses, we understand that we need to think about our retirement, because we don't work for corporate. We don't work for a government job. So we don't have our pension. What we do right now is our pension. It's our retirement. So we're thinking about a little bit bigger. And so we want to, and we want to have a future for our kids, because we're planning to stay in the Bay Area. It's very expensive here,
That's right.
so we need to figure everything out. And I feel like this is one of the ways. I feel like I can finally, what is it? I could finally do my own thing for myself and not be known as a stay-at-home mom, or, not be known as a wife, as a successful husband, because he is known in the Bay Area as one of the top, his restaurant is one of the top restaurants in the Bay Area. So, and we have a lot of friends, and we have a lot of connections. We have people who live off buying real estate and flipping homes. That's all they do.
Love it.
you know
Love it.
so I understand that. And so I'm just working hard this week, because now I finally got my license. I'm finally hung my license with EXP, and I'm very excited. I know a lot of agents who are not with EXP. A couple of them still think that it's a scam and pyramid scheme. So I'm hoping to get them and talk to them and
Awesome.
get
Awesome.
ready to be with the EXP. So
Awesome. Well, Leah, we're going to move on. Here's the thing, you
Okay.
guys. Is it a pyramid? 100%. But here's the thing, you don't have to buy into this pyramid. All you have to do is just attract by osmosis and do the things that you need to do. Now, here's what I want to have everybody do if you're on this call right now. If you do not have this book printed, ears covered, ears turned over, like notes, like dialogue pauses, this needs to be, this needs to be with you wherever you go. You want to know what to do for an open house? You have the ultimate open house strategy. You want to know what to say to a sphere of influence and you're just checking in with them? Use this. You want to know how to create a CMA a day? Use that. You guys, this is one of the best, if not the best dialogue books that I've ever had. And I've been in sales for over 25 years. Get that, keep that close to you, and use that as a reference. Delaney, we're going to go to you. Back to the question. We'll make sure that we stay on topic here. If you had 2 weeks to find an opportunity, what would you do? And if there was a skill set that you needed to work on right now, what would that be? Let's go to you.
Okay, so I'm doing it. My thing now for my calendar is Tuesdays or Mondays, I print up my CMAs. Tuesdays, I drop off my CMAs and my open house flyers. And then Wednesday through Saturday, I try to find like the open houses. My goal is 3 to 5. It went down just because I'm also using time to do video content. At least 3 videos a week. And so 200 doors, and then my daily calls, reaching out to people. I thought it was cool because Leah, just a little side note, you have your restaurant business, your old people from insurance, like that's so dope that you can tap into that. And then what was the second question?
So hold on, skill set, but you said 200 doors, like you're gonna knock on 200 doors this week?
Yeah, last week I did it too.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so check this out. So Vanessa and I were at dinner last night. If you are not busy, if you are broke, if you don't have any business right now, Vanessa, what's the one thing that you should do? And do it until what?
You're walking
You're walking until when?
until you gotta get new shoes.
And then what do you do once you get the new shoes?
You keep walking.
That's right. 200 doors a month. I mean, 200 doors for the week. That's 800 doors that she's knocked on. I promise you, just because she did that action, she's going to find opportunities, right? So many of us are like, well, I don't know what to do. I'm going to purchase leads. Do you have the budget for it? Well, no, not necessarily, but I can't, like, just go and knock. Pick a nice neighborhood that you want to go to. Go and get some great shoes on and just go and knock your ass off. So Delaney, love this, love that. What is one skill set that you feel that you need to improve upon right now?
Well, side note to the fitness, you can put on your Apple Watch and get your steps in for the day. And then two, you said one skill set is going to be, I want to better my listing presentation. So I'm going to dig into the sales mastery book. I've already downloaded my listing presentation. And so, yeah.
I love this. I love this because here's the thing. If she's knocking on 200 doors, someone's going to be like, you know what? I've actually thought about selling the home. When can you come by and do a consultation? The last thing I want for her is like, oh no, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do, but yeah, I could be there tomorrow at 5. And then she's scrambling. Hey, Elias, hey, can somebody help me? Maria, Chris, who could be there for me? So that practicing is going to be so important. But I absolutely love this. Really, really good stuff. Chris Looney, let's go to you, big dog.
I'm gonna pick up the phone and dial numbers till my fingers bleed.
Ooh,
So
I
many
love that.
agents, so many agents are afraid to pick up the phone and call someone. Costs you nothing. You already have a phone. You're already paying that phone bill anyways. Pick up the phone and have a conversation with someone.
I love it. Chris, what market do you serve?
I'm out in the middle of nowhere in the state of Missouri. I'm actually a member of the Guelph group.
Awesome, awesome. So Chris, if you were going to call a list right now, who would you call?
If for a listing or a buyer, which one?
Let's say for a listing.
For a listing, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to call, well, one, I'm going to get with my postal guy, my mail carrier. He knows everybody. He knows everyone going through divorces. He knows everybody that needs to sell a house or everyone that needs to buy a house. I'm plugging in my mail carrier. So he's going to tell me who, what's what. I use a website called truepeoplesearch.com. I reverse search the address. It tells me who lives there. And 9 times out of 10, I get a working phone number for it. I'm gonna pick them up and go, hey, I've heard you're going through some stuff or whatever. You know, I'm just here to offer my services, give you any type of advice, whatever I can do to help.
How many calls do you make right now every single week?
Weekly, about 100, which is not a whole lot. I know that's not nearly enough, but I'm still working buyers and clients that I currently have too. So
Chris, let me ask you, 100 calls a week, that's, you know, it's a good amount. Do you feel that you can flow with the consumer? Do you feel like you have like a rhythm?
that's my skill set. I need to work on overcoming objections. That
Okay.
is what I struggle at.
Okay, good. Well, I'm glad they identified that, man. So now it's like you go in for the next month and say, okay, let me work on these objections. Let me get a layer deeper in the conversation. But I love your input, brother. Thank you for being here. Ilona, I know you're driving. If the audio cuts out, I'm going to have you cut your camera, but let's give it a whirl.
I am going to send a video to every one of my buyers who I know is planning on buying this year. And I need to go through my follow-up boss and really like pinpoint who those people are for the rest of the year that are going to be on point. And I need to send them a video. And I want to send them a video every 2 weeks because I found that that's the most personal way to actually get in someone's face if they're not answering your call. And oftentimes I've had really good success with people getting back to me who actually ghosted me for a while because I'm like, hey, Lily, what's up, girl? You still trying to buy a house?
All right, so let's put a number to it. How many phone calls or how many videos are you going to send out this week?
So I have like 8 active people in my today email that need email or that need videos. And then I have probably another 15 between all of the online leads that I also feel are like hot enough to start talking to. And so I think I'm going to send out 20 videos by the end of the week.
I love this. I love this. Awesome. Awesome. Good job. Larissa, I saw your hand up, but before we go to Larissa, I want to go to Andrew Lynn. We were at a mastermind last week in Southern California. And for everybody that was at the mastermind, I see some of you guys here. Thank you for attending that group. Those groups were super, super powerful and insightful for me. Andrew Lynn said he has a formula when calling. I'm going to kind of play off of what Mr. Looney just said. If you have an open house, Andrew, what do you do for circle prospecting for that open house?
This is in addition to door knocking.
Yeah, you said that you pulled a list and that you were calling.
Yeah. So if you use a circle dialer, I will find the boundary of the neighborhood of the home that I'm doing the open house for, and then I'll circle dial in addition to door knock and say, hey, this is Andrew. Just wanted to invite you to my open house at 3231. I'm hosting it for your neighbors, Jill and John Cullen. Would love for you to check it out in case you know anyone stopping that's looking in the neighborhood. I have neighbors exclusive from 10 to 11 on Saturday. Let me know if you're what time you'll be there.
And what's the service you use? And what's the service you use, and how much do you pay monthly?
So there's Mojo. I believe it's like $150 a month. And you get like property data from it. You can also get like expireds and whatnot. So there's like, it's $99 for a single dialer, $149 for a triple dialer. And then you get you can do add-ons for sale by owner info, expired, pre-foreclosure. So there's a lot of different add-ons you can do, but then you also get the property data while you're dialing. And then you can also have the script right there in front of you. And then also it can do like a voicemail drop as well too, if they don't pick up.
Love it. Love it. Larissa, let's go over to you. Original question. If you had 2 weeks to find an opportunity, what would you do?
Okay, so an opportunity. Well, right now, like I had told you before, I want to really hit my CRM. I have a lot of people in there that I haven't been touching with and been in contact with. So I am guilty of that because I didn't know how to use my CRM. So I'm really trying hard to dive into that and to learn it and add more people in there. I have like a pile of golfers that I need to follow up with. So I really want to hit my CRM and follow up with all those leads. And the second question was the skill. It's having the right script and conversation with each person that I'm speaking to, whether it's a sphere, whether it's a past client, whether it's a new lead. I really need to dial into my scripts, and I take ownership of that. I know that. And practicing with Aaliyah, it was amazing. I loved practicing with Aaliyah. She knows her scripts very well. Props to Aaliyah. And we really challenged each other, and I appreciate it. So I just know I need to step it up on my scripts, and I need to work harder in learning and understanding my scripts better.
I love this. So check this out, you guys. Once again, this should be gospel to you, the sales mastery booklet. So past client sphere of influence strategy. What's the sphere dialogue? What's the easy CMA dialogue? What is the traditional lead conversion strategy? What is the appointment setting dialogue? What is the initial online conversion dialogue? What's the appointment setting dialogue? Expired listing dialogue? Open house dialogue? You guys, I promise you, if you're struggling with any of your dialogue, it's here.
Real quick, Elias, could I share this really quick? So yesterday I was just prepping myself for today because we're going to have scripts at 11. I downloaded all of that and it's on my iPad, and I was just looking at it, and that's the first script I'm going to practice on with past clients. I totally am going to practice that today and just be on it. So I'm set. I'm excited.
So check this out, Larissa. We were at an event where we saw people actually doing this, and then they came back and shared like how many people actually got appointment. People were like, oh my God, I got an appointment. I got this, I got that, right? And it's like such good dialogue. So love it. I know Cynthia's diving deep into this. I know quite a few people are diving deep into this. If you guys are struggling with what to actually say, dive into this. So who else wants to answer this question, you guys? If you had 2 weeks, and you had to work from a sense of urgency, no more bullshit, no more excuses. I'm going to get myself out there. I'm going to find an opportunity. What the heck would you do? know what I would do? I would knock on 50 doors every single day. And I know it sounds a lot. I said this in the mastermind, grab a Lime scooter. Most of the people in your neighborhoods, you probably have Lime scooters. Go get a Lime scooter and go knock on everyone's door. Bring them a CMA. Do a CMA for that neighborhood and be like, I'm going to go out there and do something right now that's going to give me a 50-50 chance of getting an appointment. Online lead conversion, you're probably at 1%. If you're really good, you're 4%, which is the industry standard for Zillow. But I'd go out there and I would knock and knock and knock and knock until I finally got someone to say, you know what? Look at this. So Robert, let's hear from you, bro. You said the number was too low. Love this. Let's hear from you. You said 50 is too low. 200 or 300 a day, bro. Speak to this.
Oh yeah, definitely. I've been in the past, I knock anywhere from 4 to 6 hours a day. So on average in our area, we got about 25 doors on a block. So you're talking about, if you were to do 50, that's just walking two blocks. It's not a lot of time. That's not enough time.
So
I
tell
would
me
definitely,
about your flow, bro. How many, if you were going to go out today and knock on doors, how do you get set up? What do you do? Tell us a little bit about what your process is.
today is going to be the first day. I'm going to be knocking with 2 of the agents from my office that are just getting started. So I'm kind of mentoring them. And we are going to door knock for 4 hours. So I'll be able to share our experience on the next call. But the goal here is to try to connect with people. They were concerned with like, what do we give out, this and that? You know, we practice some scripts. And the main goal is to get that contact. So either get their contact. I told them not to worry about like, what are we handing out? Just give them your card and tell them you can email them stuff, marketing material that'll kind of get their email from them. Then you can put them in your database or connect with them socially on any kind of social media and keep them in the loop there. So the idea is just to go out and connect with people and search for those people that want to either buy or sell now.
I love it, Robert. And here's the thing. And Robert, if you put yourself on, I'm getting some feedback. Thank you, brother. A lot of your door knocking is going to be data harvesting. You're out there to find those opportunities. You put them in your CRM and you follow up with them, you follow up with them, and you follow up with them. So a lot of it is, yeah, you may get an opportunity, but a lot of that is just data collecting. And if you manage that data correctly and you put it into your CRM, you're going to be able to nurture those people for when they're ready. So absolutely love that, you guys. 4 hours of door knocking. When was the last time you guys did 4 hours of door knocking? Like that's an incredible number, right? So I live right here in River Islands. There's close to 5,000 homes here, and they're slated to have 20,000 homes in the next 10 years. I've been riding my bike and I've been walking. For this last week, I logged 64 hours of cardio, bike, running, and walking. And a lot of that is right here in my community. You guys, like, you have an opportunity to just go and pick a neighborhood and be like, I'm going to knock on every single door in this community over the next 30 days, over the next 15 days, whatever it is, right? And go out there and knock this is a beautiful community. It's nice. The weather's nice. The neighbors are out there waving. People got their coffee. They're taking walks. They're by the lake. They're by the river. Like, this is a cool place. Like, you all have those areas in your market. Go out there and just say, you know what? I'm committed to knocking on every single door and meeting every single homeowner in this area over the next 30 days. Do you think if you did that, and do you think if you did 4 hours of door knocking like Robert's doing, you'd find opportunities? That's safe to say. But what happens is that there's a disconnect. We don't do that for whatever reason, All right, let's hear from a couple other people. Let's hear from 3 more people. If you had 2 weeks to find an opportunity, what would you do? Nias, you had your hand up.
Yeah, I was just going to contribute on what Robert said, because he has his team of door knocking, and it's probably just for everybody door knocking now. Is I'm tapping into the high note presentation, and so if I'm going to door knock, I want to give them some information. I want that QR code so where they can be able to scan it to be able to go to the presentation. Therefore, they get a lot more information than me just knocking the door for them.
Cool. Whatever works for you. Awesome. Awesome. Who else, you guys? You have 2 weeks. What is your plan? 2 weeks. You got 2 weeks to get in the contract. Who else wants to contribute on this conversation? Cynthia Peterson. And Cynthia, it's great to see you this week.
Hi, it was good to see you too.
So something that I mentioned to my mentees this Saturday, advisees this Saturday was go through your contact list, your buyers. It doesn't matter if they're the hottest A buyer or D delete buyer. What you can do is go through and call them and say, hey, interest rates have gone up since you made your pre-approval. If that's the case, or since that's the case, let's touch base with your lender just to make sure what your purchase power is. That's bringing value to them. That's bringing home buying to the front of their mind, and it's bringing you to the top of their mind, right? So, and if it's been forever since you contacted them, put that out there. Hey, I know it's been months since we last spoke. There's been a shift in the market. Have you looked at your pre-approval amount, or have you seen that homes are sitting on the market longer? Let's touch base. What I'm going to do for you is I'm going to CC you and your lender on an email just to touch base on numbers and to see where we're at. And I'm getting a ton of feedback by doing this. And unfortunately, people are losing purchasing power left and right, like freaking crazy. But that is making it so that I'm not out there spinning my wheels for someone that we thought was going to buy at 650 can now only afford 500. I'm weeding out who's still in and who's not, right? So it's just little things like that. And that, you know, you can sit here on your computer, hash it out within an hour max. You just get it done, turn your phone off, no distractions, bust it out. And your consumers are going to love you for it because you're creating that urgency. You're showing them that the market's shifted.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. Anybody else doing something along those lines that Cynthia's doing? How many of you are actually, when you're, say you have all these buyers, whether or not they're top of the funnel or the bottom of the funnel, like I think everybody that every open house that you're doing, I know that we knock the neighborhood, we, you know, create a video, we're doing our live, but every single open house you do, that should go out to all of your people in your database, whether or not they're ready to buy now, whether or not they're just looking, whatever stage they're at, because it keeps you front of mind and says, wow, Evangeline, she's busy. She's out here and we don't like that house, but maybe we know somebody, and it just keeps them front of mind. So absolutely love this, Cynthia. Really great job. Aaron Grace, you had your hand up. Beautiful Monday morning walk for you, but let's hear from you, your contributions.
Good morning. I'm getting 45 minutes in this morning.
Yes.
So for me, I'm going to do the CMAs weekly, 25 weekly. I'm going to door knock 50 homes per week. But now that I heard 200, I'm going to have to level up. But I like what Cynthia just said. As soon as the rate started to go up to like 6, I did reach out to my buyers. I sent them all an email and I did get 2 in contract. That was like July-ish. So I got 2 in contract from that. And then the other thing I was going to say was, every Friday I do send an email out to everyone in my CRM with a list of open houses in particular areas. So that just keeps me top of mind, even if they're not moving to that area or they don't even live in that area. I just send it out so that in case they know someone who's looking to move, they'll just be reminded that I'm a realtor, right? And so I send that out every Friday.
Love it. Love it. You guys, it is, you think about it. If you guys can, in the chat below, just so I can get a quick gauge, how many leads do you have in your database right now? Like just total, just put a number down below. Whatever that number is, go ahead. So 59, okay, perfect. 1900, keep it coming, you guys, just so I can, 65 for Delaney. We're talking total, lifetime, all the leads that you've ever had. So 98, 387. Okay, we see you, Darius. What else, you guys? Put more in there. How many leads do you have? 590. Wow. Okay, cool. All right, keep cruising, keep cruising. 235. All right, cool. All right, so let's take Darius. Darius, what is your open house goal for the end of the year? How many open houses do you want to do for the end of the year, from now to the end of the year?
I call for you, okay? We call today?
Thank you for calling Social Security.
We call Social Security.
Someone's calling Social Security. Can you put yourself on mute?
To ensure quality.
Hey, just so you guys know, really, really important. All of these recordings are on YouTube. And so please make sure while you're here, A, be present. But if you're not going to be present, make sure to mute yourself. Darius, really quick, how many leads do you have in your database?
387 total. That includes my farm, but warm leads.
387. So hold on. So stay with me really quick. From now until the end of the year, how many open houses do you want to do? Are you, no. Are you committed to doing?
Minimum 2 a week. So
all right,
however many weeks are left times 2.
All right, so let's do this. Let's go 8 times 3. All right, so say you did 24 open houses. Let's take 384 times. This is how many times he could have got in front of people. That's close to 10,000 opportunities and swings that he got for people just seeing his name, seeing his face, because he's constantly. Now, that's not equating all the people that he met at the open houses that he's going to be following up with. And that's not to mention all the people that he knocked on their doors before each said open house. So now what he's done is he's amplified those touch opportunities. And now he's probably in the 16, 17,000 range of actual contacts of people that he's met at open houses and door knock. I like those odds for him. I like those odds for you a lot. So you take the information from your open houses and you give it tons and tons of shelf life. I'm really glad that you guys said this. So good stuff, Darius. All right, let's hear from 2 more people. You have 2 weeks to get into contract. What do you do? And also, Cynthia, sorry, go back to you. I love your contribution, but second part of the question, 2 weeks, you say, I have to work on these skill sets in order for me to grow and get better. What are the current skill sets that you need to work on?
I have got to memorize this damn expired script. I'm looking at it every single day and there's a block for some reason that the words, I just can't. So I need to really just like hunker down and keep like listening to myself say it because I recorded it as a note on my phone. So I need to just every single day get into it because I only have until the 15th to have it memorized because I chose 90 days. I'm going to master this script. So I have like less than 10 days to have it by memory in there. And you can imagine how frustrating it is because I've been reading it for like almost 70 whatever days and it's still not getting there. So there's a really good book too by some actor who is I'll stop there, but if I find the book, I'll put it in Slack.
Love it. Love it. So how are you reading it? And I'm glad that Robert wrote this. Are you reading it from the Sales Mastery?
Yeah.
All right. So how much have you actually wrote that out? Have you wrote that script out at all in your own writing?
I haven't written it.
Okay. So here's the thing. So I practice tons and tons and tons. And so what I do is I can take something like the script, like a dialogue, like a presentation, but until I actually write it, something disconnects. I was a public speaker before. I would take the whole entire booklet and I would write it out on page after page, and I would stand there and I would say it and I would look at my own words. I would highly recommend that you break that down and write it because something happens neurologically when you actually think about it and then from the pen to the paper. Write it out, write it out, write it out. It will become a little bit more easy for you to understand because you've written it out. Ernesto, let's hear from you, big dog. How are you? See you soon, man.
I'm good. Yeah, I'll see you in a little bit. One thing I want to address, I don't know that we addressed it enough. I don't know that we have addressed it. Do you actually believe that buyers should be buying or that sellers should be saying? Or that you should be the person representing buyers, or that you should be the person representing sellers. Like we hear phrases like, "Oh, it's all in your head." "Oh, if you're in your head, you're dead." And I had a conversation yesterday with a fellow agent on our team where all of this is manifesting, and I'm like, "Wow, I wonder if it's manifesting with other people." Actually, I know that it is, and so I say it all the time. I don't care what interest rates are. I don't even look at them. I just got a buyer. They got their keys on Friday. Their interest rate's at 7.5%. Most people would be like, "Oh my God, you're crazy. What are you doing?" I don't care. Like I do not care. And I'm having a conversation with this agent and yesterday, and this agent is saying things like, I think I'm afraid to take on listings because Ernesto, aren't they not moving right now? And I'm like, what do you mean? And so there's just all this doubt, right? And I'm glad that this person shared it, was vulnerable enough to share that with me, because a lot of people aren't willing to admit that that's how they actually feel. So it's one thing to try and memorize what to say, right? And for me, one of the big things that I take away from the Bill Pipes event was how you say it changes everything. It expresses to your buyer client, your seller client, how much you believe in what you're actually saying. But that third layer of, do you actually believe? And if you don't, like, why don't you? And you need to be honest enough to say, hey, honestly, I'm having my own doubts. Like, how do I tell someone that they should be excited about getting a home at 7.5%? Or how do I tell a seller that, hey, yes, the market is slowing down in general. Let me tell you what I'm going to do to make sure that we don't have any problems and the mistakes that I'm seeing other people make. And so you don't make them, and we have a good sales experience. I'm not going to say your property is going to get 15 offers in 7 days like it did 18 months ago, but I'm very freaking good at what I do, or I'm on the right team with the right resources, and we're going to do a damn fucking good job. Like, you have to actually believe. And so I just want to share that with you all. Like, I really hope that you guys aren't in your head and you're like, that's spilling out of you, and you're bringing that energy to conversations that you doubt people should be buying or that you doubt people should be selling. And if you're struggling with this, DM me, text me, call me, let's get on a call. Because if you are in your head, you're dead. You shouldn't be door knocking. You should not be at open houses. That's the other thing. Then in this conversation with the agent, I'm like, well, what are you doing to generate leads? This person's actually getting on the phone and getting traction with expireds. I'm like, wow, that is absolutely incredible. I can't tell you how many agents will never do that because you're terrified. So the fact that you're getting traction is amazing. Then we talked about open houses. She says, well, I did open houses for like 9 weeks straight, I got no traction. I said, cool. How many of them are in your follow-up boss? I don't know that I did that. So how many times did you follow up with them? I didn't really follow up with anybody. Like, I was hoping someone would say, I'm ready to buy now. Like, that's not how it works. So I'm sharing this from a place of care. I would love to, like, first, let's address the elephant in the room. Like, if you don't believe, that's a major problem. Like, if you are in your head, you are absolutely dead. And that's something that we should feel comfortable as a team discussing and helping one another out with.
Yeah, no, I absolutely, 100% agree with you. If you guys right now are not raving about the market we're in, it's because probably you don't understand how to control the message to market, right? As markets shift and change and things happen, like I'm excited about where we are. Why? Because it's a blue collar market. Why? People have more opportunities. To Alona's point right now, I'm having a hard time thinking that it's a good time to sell. No matter where the homes are in the Bay Area and beyond, the chances are they're still in positive equity. Did people get spoiled last 2 years and $200, $300, $100,000 over? Absolutely. But if you can have a great marketing plan, you can get great eyes on the property, give it great exposure, then you can still put them in a better position. And when you look at the net sheet and you give them a couple different scenarios and say, you know what? At the worst case scenario, you guys are going to net X amount. Best case scenario, you might be at this number. It's about showing them your strategy, because no matter what, your strategy is going to win. If it's a really good strategy with great marketing, I believe it's still a great time to sell. Are they going to get 50 offers on their property? No, but they're still probably in positive equity and they're going to net what they want to net. So I'd love to talk with you further on this, Ilona. Chris, you had your hand up, brother.
Yeah, Ernesto made a great point about just controlling your client's emotions and expectations. A lot of these headlines, you have a lot of negative connotations on the market in general. I had a consultation with my buyers having an escrow, which was close on a new home build next month, and the wife was really worried about it, saying that she's hearing all this news and the rate increases. And I had to basically set her expectations up front and let her know that, as long as you're planning to stay in the property 7 years plus, the end game, real estate doesn't go down. That's historically proven. And that you're either going to pay your landlord or you're going to pay yourself. They're currently renting for about $2,500 a month. So your clients are going to either act or get deterred depending on the energy you emit and the way you lead them. So, everybody needs to, know the facts, set their clients' expectations properly, and lead them the right way. If you're not confident in your in your message, your approach, what you're saying to them, then you shouldn't even be getting in front of them. So that's just the bottom line. You got to know what's going on in your neighborhood, the facts, the figures, and just control them in a way and let them feel confident in the professional that they're working with.
That's right. That's absolutely right. Because here's the thing. Let's just take this scenario. Does a buyer right now, can they afford to throw away $90,000? You take $2,500 for the next 3 years, $2,500 a month, that's $90,000. $90,000. Well, we want to wait. It's not a good time. Well, is it a good time for you to throw away 100 G's? Because for my family, it's not, right? It's not. And so I love this. It's about, how are you guys approaching this situation? When you hear about the market, are you like, are you saying, oh yeah, it's a good time, but deep down inside, you're like battling, no, it's not, no, it's not, no, it's not, no, it's not. People are going to feel your energy. If you're not confident about what's happening in the market and how we're going to approach this market, how we're going to attack this market, and here's our battle plan, they're going to feel that. If you don't have a battle plan for this market, buyers or sellers, they're going to feel it because there's trepidation in your voice. There's going to be a slight crack in your voice. There's going to be a slight crack in your emotions. There's going to be a slight crack in your energy. And they're going to feel that. They're going to see that. Well, Ernesto doesn't believe in it that much. Jennifer doesn't believe in that much. We're going to wait. They're looking to you to be that expert that's going to help them navigate through this. But if you don't have a battle plan, and like Ernesto said, you can't articulate what your battle plan is, no matter what the market is, they're going to sense that in a heartbeat. And if you get somebody that's super aware emotionally, they're going to sense it a mile away. So really, really appreciate you guys sharing your insights. So let's do this, you guys. Let's come full circle. Let's start to wrap up. See a couple guests on the line, and we're going to Sarah Campos. Sarah Campos, key takeaways from today's session. And thank you for joining our mastermind in Southern California. But Sarah Campos, what were some of your takeaways from today's group? And you have yourself on mute. Sarah going once. Sarah going
okay. Can you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear.
Hi, good morning. Well, I heard a lot of useful things. So me being new, and I haven't even signed up with EXP yet, but like for me, well, okay. So of all the stuff that I heard, I know what I would have to do is read your book and then just partner with Lucy and, you know, just listen to all her feedback and her just, you know, what she would have me to do and to get started.
Cool, good. Well, I appreciate you being here. Thank you for being our guest today. Jennifer Schmidt, let's hear from you. Key takeaways from today's sesh.
I was on mute again. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
All right. I really appreciated the feedback as far as what everybody's game plan would be if they had 2 weeks. I'm really big with my sphere, so I think I would do a combination of that and also reaching out to my friends and family and circling back to my past clients. So yeah, just thinking about there only being 2 weeks to get into contract, you know, time to hustle and bustle. That's right. Where we're at right now. So gotta work hard.
There's opportunities out there. So I appreciate you chiming in. Will from Tahoe, my man, key takeaways from today's session.
I would say really that, you know, it's no matter what you have in your wheelhouse, you know, hearing how different people are doing their marketing things, you have to remember that you either have time or money, right, to get your leads and to get things moving. For me, you know, I have a marketing budget that I put out to get buyer leads and, you know, to try to throw events and to work everything that I can, and including with my sphere stuff. But while we were sitting here, I skip traced a list of 1,000 target properties in Tahoe that I hadn't previously selected so that I can throw them into my Mojo dialer, and started sending messages to people, to my people, to create some dynamic marketing to get out to these people so I can layer that on top of calls. Right. So it doesn't matter if you're a 15-year agent and you're back on your throws and you've got deals coming in, right? People on this call have heard me say, I want to be $100 million Tahoe agent, right? Am I going to do it by sitting back and relaxing and relying on what I've already been doing to get to where I'm at? Or do I have to have every single spoke on the wheel spinning at one time for the next 12 months simultaneously with my mind dialed, with my body right, mind, body, and spirit moving, right? It is a full fucking machine to be a power agent. And if you're going to be a reflection of the very best that you've been taught in FAST or in our leadership and training system, you can't bullshit yourself about the things that you're not doing, right? This comes down to personal accountability. And again, we keep circling back to that word vulnerability. But if you're not being real about the shit that you're not doing, that's not vulnerable. If you can't tell your coach, hey, I'm actually not doing A, B, C, D because I want to look cool on the call, you're not going to get anywhere. You know what I mean? So for me, it's just, this is the Monday, Wednesday, and Friday kicking the ass for accountability and for me to put things in motion. So I appreciate all you guys and what you're doing. Thank you.
Man, I absolutely love that. I had somebody tell me a long time ago, I fell off from drinking for a while, and I was in Tahoe. I didn't drink for years and years, and then I fell off. And I owned it. I was like, fuck it, I'm single, I'm in Tahoe, I'm gonna drink, I'm gonna party, bottle of whiskey a night, bottle of vodka a night. And one time I had a car breakdown in Sonoma County, and my buddy's like, I'll drive you home. I was like, to Tahoe? He's like, yeah, we'll catch up. I was like, all right, cool. Well, my buddy is Jersey Tom. He's the one that beat cancer. He was a quadriplegic for 7 months, beat cancer. And so he's an inspirational person in my life. So we're driving up to Tahoe, and I told him, yeah, I've been drinking, and like said it so like casually, like, yeah, fuck it. He looked at me, we're driving, and he's like, why are you going to be a liar to yourself? I was like, what? And he's like, why are you going to be a liar to yourself? You've said all these things, you've believed all these things. And he's like, why are you going to be a liar to yourself? He's like, don't let that shit stand in your way. You can't handle it the way you think you can handle it. He's like, your life is way better without that alcohol. We pulled to Tahoe, and there had been 5 feet of snow. Somebody randomly in my neighborhood plowed my entire driveway and my entire walkway. Now, if you've ever lived in the snow, when you get home and your driveway's stuck or your driveway's full of snow, you're stuck. What do you have to do? You have to shovel yourself out. It takes about a good hour, right? If you don't have a snowblower. It was a clean slate. And I walked in the house and I wrote that on my refrigerator, said, it's a clean slate. Don't be a liar to yourself, right? I'm glad that Will said this, because if you guys aren't doing the things that you know you guys should be doing, put your ego aside. Put your ego aside. Ask for help. Be like, I need some fucking help. Stop thinking that you're doing good and you're not having any escrows. You don't have any progress. Nothing's going on. Like, just ask for the help. I'll help. Kenny help. Molly will help. Karina will. Whoever. We're all here to serve you guys. So don't let your ego stand in the way of your own development. Don't lie to yourself. Be true to yourself. Put your ego aside and let's grow together. So you guys, I appreciate you stepping up. And remember, who do we get to show up as today? And I appreciate everyone's contributions on this call today more than you guys know. Thank you to our guests. Thank you to our OGs for always being here and always contributing at the highest level. I'm very, very grateful to be here in this space with you guys. So I'll see whoever's up in Sacramento. I'm going to be working out of that office all day. Ernesto, I'll see you shortly. If you guys need anything at all, let me know. If you need to schedule a coaching session with me, call eliasastudo.com. We'll go full tilt into your business. If you need anything, let me know. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Peace.